Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Made with Love. Joanna Traylove here, excited to share some of the good finds and good feels from our manuscript as we move along into the ninth day of our cycle. How's everybody feeling out there? Is everybody here? Have we all checked in? Um, this has been a really, really nice week. I wanted to just thank everybody for tuning in. I've really enjoyed all of your comments and all of our inner exchange. Hi, Rebecca. How are you? It feels really good to connect with everyone on this level and to share what we've learned, to share what we've experienced, and to share how we got where we got and where we're going and how we're going to get there. It's always nice to share with like minds in the light with love. So thank you all for all of your shares and each bit of energy and vibration that you give to our group. It's really felt. And the swell and the abundance that we are experiencing in this group right now is beautiful. So thank you so very much. Today's topic is really probably one of my favorite things. Thank you, Daniel. Welcome to unfold. It's called resilience. Resilience, hi Morgan. Resilience is a pretty incredible energy that gives us ability to move through, to move forward, to get up, to grow, and to learn, to heal, really, right? Because it allows us to let go of what is holding us back and to create faith from the experience we've had and be resilient from it to still rise no matter what, right? And I think our world is really experiencing a lot of resilience this year as we all kind of get launched every day by that little, what were those little toys the boys used to always play with? Slingshots, right? Kind of feel like a slingshot every day as we get launched into the day, not knowing what's going on in our world. There's a lot of belief systems out there that are really controversial and making us think and question some of the things that we have believed or that we are believing. And it creates little pokes and our faith if we allow it. The resilient energy that comes through kind of fills those gaps up and gives us what is needed to have exuberance so that we can be sustainable and sustain this now. And one of the most redeeming qualities that I think give us the greatest gift of resilience is when we can allow ourselves to become a student and really learn. And learning, as as I have learned, that the greatest tool we have as a listener is an open heart. And the more open our heart is to receive something that might be different than what's already embedded into us in our belief system, the more that we allow that openness to happen, the greater capacity we have to learn something new. And when we allow ourselves to continually learn without being attached to any one thing, the more we have opportunities to continually rise and build up that reservoir of our resistance. Daniel, I love what you're saying right now. We could say resilience is connecting to that higher power to overcome the trials of life. Yes, we could definitely say that because that is that moment in which something really crummy really crummy sets in, whether we've fallen and we're at our lowest low, or we've made a mistake, or we're experiencing a coping skill that isn't working for us, or we're cycling in that cycle of abuse. I mean, there's lots of different scenarios that happen, right? That create those lows, those puncture wounds. And it's that ability to know from a place of knowing that when we relax into our heart, detach from any of the fear or possibility that our belief system might not be the only way, and we hear what someone else or something else or another source has to offer. And when we allow that energy to unfold, it doesn't necessarily make our belief system wrong or another person's, but it gives us an opportunity rather to hold space and be with someone else and ourselves and that thing, whatever that is, without opposition, without defiance, but to still be one. And when we have resilience, we're not triggered all the time. We have a sounder space to ground into and a funnel that continues with benevolence in rising, in overcoming, in continuing to learn, in continuing to be regardless, relentlessly of what could be interacting and integrating and inserting them into ourselves, into our space, into our energy field that might otherwise knock us off track, knock us out of alignment. It's our resilience that feeds that alignment, even when we can wobble. So I invite all of you today to dwell, observe, listen, and listen to all of the words from all of the things that are speaking to you. One of my favorite sayings, um, I think I may have heard it from church, is God is speaking to us always. He's always speaking to us through other people, through other life source. It is for us to witness, to see, to feel, to experience. And it is true. When you seek beauty, you will find it. When you speak kindness, you will feel it. And the same goes for the other side. When you seek evil, you will. When you speak evil, you'll feel it. So listen. Listen to what's being said. Observe. Notice how the things that you are hearing, notice what you are feeding, right? Your vessel, how that makes you feel. And ask yourself, what is there? What is there for me to learn? What is there to teach me? I find that sometimes the hardest people to love are the people that need it the most. And the things that disturb us the most are usually a lesson or knowledge that you need to hear. So when you feel yourself being aggravated with someone or frustrated by something, giggle, embrace it. Because now you have a great opportunity to learn, to open your heart, to expand. And how better to know from a place of knowing than to experience it yourself? There's so much going on in our world right now, so much duality, and so many things that are being shared that have very controversial views. Well, my favorite thing to say now is prove it. Show me. Remember that movie, Jerry Maguire? Show me the money, Jerry. Show me the money. Well, that's where I am right now. Every time someone says something to me that goes, ah, what? And there's been a lot lately. Relax. And I open my heart and I ask it a few questions. What's in there? What's going on with you, Joe? How are you feeling? Why is this bothering you? Why is this scary? I mean, if this is really happening, or this is really true, or this really is, that's really horrible. Well, how can you learn? Is it learning just sheer awareness? Is it learning how to be in an uncomfortable situation with resilience? Is it learning and practicing how to hold space peacefully in a room full of chaos? Or is it maybe that what you've been doing, thinking, or believing is really not serving? And that maybe something that you're hearing or seeing or knowing might be a little bit true. But then, hey, ask yourself this question. If their belief system is theirs, and if your belief system is yours, does it matter? If it's not hurting you, can you be with the difference and still honor you? Learn and allow yourself to teach you as you listen from many great teachers all around. You'd be surprised. They don't all show up in a classroom. Sometimes our greatest teachers are the very people that have hurt us the most, the very things that have hurt us the most. Be with it, feel it, know it, and allow yourself to be the student of life, because no better way to share as the teacher and the creator that you were born to be than to allow yourself to learn all the time from each other as you experience life, and more so, learn from yourself. Resilience, a beautiful, beautiful energy that unfolds the moment you let go of what you think you know and you allow yourself to learn. I'm going to read some of these comments, they're building up. So, one of the comments that is coming is from Rebecca. Rebecca shares, we are all becoming aware of so much presently. And yeah, we are. There are so many things that are changing and or coming to the surface that are huge. And I find as I observe and I listen, people are really digging their heels in to what they believe in more than ever. And if you listen, sometimes you can hear old energy there. And for those of us that are awakening, we realize that old energy is just doing what we know because it's what we're comfortable doing. But that doesn't always mean that it's the best thing and that it serves, right? Because why? Because we're always changing. So if we're only doing what we know, we might be doing something that worked and served us from who we were then. But are we doing what to continue to do that? We're different today. So it's really important that we check in, remember, with those belief systems on day one, and to check in regularly so that we can always evolve with our beliefs, and our belief systems are evolving with us, because those belief systems create what? Our support systems. And our support systems, what? Are made from intention. Why? Because we are trying to create the life in which we want to live, that we believe is great and feels good for us. So it is through the vessels of resilience that we continue to open our hearts and unfold and feel each other and our differences. All right. So Morgan, he says, yes, the veil is being lifted. People's belief systems are challenged daily. And you know, I'll tell you what, I think that's a good thing. I think sometimes our belief systems should challenge us, because we are changing, and we are changing moment to moment. And our belief system should evolve with us. And I think when we feel that challenge, it's because of old energy that's not evolving as we change with us. What do you guys think of that? Daniel is chiming in, and he says, as a counselor, I accepted cultural and religious differences. Oh, I bet. And that, I think, is really awesome. I think that that is one thing that we really forget. I know that I do, is unless we leave our bubble, right? We're constantly doing our grind and reaching out to different spaces, but all within our own little bubble, within our own vortex. And it's not until we connect with someone that's so different, from a different culture, different religion, perhaps lives in a different place, maybe it's a different sex, right? There's so many differences that we have that create the answers that we give. Now, there's a huge influence from the bubble hub of how we were raised, right? Raise your hand if you feel the belief systems, those ones that are carried on, that are given to you, right? That we don't always ask for, but our upbringing drops on. I was raised in a very authoritarian upbringing. So remember those phrases I would say to my mom, why? And she would go, because I said so. There was no answer. It was because I said so. That's why. Well, that energy, it continues, it prevails. To date, I can still ask a question, and instead of an answer, it'll just be a frustration, because old energy wants to remain the same. It's comfortable, right? But the beauty of being well traveled and experiencing new cultures and having different clients, like Daniel sharing, that have different cultures and religious differences. Those are great spaces for us to learn from, because it gives us an opportunity to share what it feels like to be me, what it feels like to be you. I had a client for a very long time that was from Qatar. And she had a different country, a different upbringing. Oh my God, everything about her was different than me. And we had so much fun when we were together, because all we did was talk about, well, what is it like this? And what do you believe in? And why? And what? And it was exciting. It was fun, and we loved each other, and we were there for each other. And if we allow ourselves to be equally the teacher as we are the student, we give ourselves those opportunities to learn and grow from. Daniel also comments, he says, spiritual growth will give us deeper meaning behind. Oh, we got some more coming in. Behind, where did that message go? Spiritual growth will give us a deeper meaning behind scripture and knowledge. I agree. I agree. The scriptures are a beautiful story that I feel deliver us a lot of exposure to what was going on during those times, and often can be such a tool for inspiration. And I love to. I have so many dear friends that have learned the inside of the Bible, and I love it when they share with me scriptures, because uh, it always, in that moment when I read a scripture that's been shared with me, just I feel it in my heart, and it always seems to provide a moment that I can relate to in my own personal self, and that I can observe and think and feel about and dwell in. And I, I think that's what's great about all religions, right? They all have these incredible components of knowledge and inspiration. And I would hope that that's why people believe in their religions, because they provide that foundation for them. So I'm all for it. And I think that the spiritual component is just when we all come together, no matter what our religion is, our belief is, and we all come together in light of love. And that in itself is such a power tool to use no matter where you go in time, to have that spiritual energy of light and love. It really opens and unlocks hearts, um, like no other tool I've ever seen, to be quite frank. So as we go in, Daniel continues to come, and I love it. Keep it coming, Daniel. That might be what Aristotle was saying. The beginning of all knowledge is I don't know. Yes. Oh gosh. Okay. So I swear to you, um, I have often said to myself, I've been a student for many years. I've chalked it up to just a student of life. I think I'm going to be, old and retired and still taking a class somewhere because I love to learn. And I can't tell you how many times I have said to myself as I leave a class and just full of, things to debate and dwell on is, gosh, just when you think you know something, you realize there's so much you can still learn. And I think that that is the beauty of what we're talking about today, in understanding that, hey, if you're in a room, what is that phrase? If you're in a room and you are the smartest person in the room, find a new room to hang out in. If you are the expert and you know everything and there's nothing for you to learn, goodness, I don't even know what to say to that other than to just hold space, because I know in time your heart's going to open and you're going to learn something anyways. So yeah, it's there's so much truth to there for sure. Um let's see here. We've got Morgan. Yes, he's definitely agreeing with you on some of Eckhart Tolle's stuff. I love Eckhart. He's such a cool guy. Um and yes, Trina, she, chimes in. Morgan, unfortunately, I did the same with my kids because my mom said this too. I didn't know any different. Now I do. And that's kind of what happens. We talked about this on day one. And if those for those of you, let me grab my handbook. Oh goodness, where's my book? Here it is. If you open your book, and really it was kind of intentionally placed somewhat in the center. Let me just find it for a moment. There is a return label. When you buy something at Amazon, or you get something in the mail and you have to print a return label, right? Because you're going to return something, you've decided that you don't want it after all. You don't need it. It's not for you. And inside our book, I'm going to find it. I'm determined. There we go. You'll find these pages. They say, please return. This doesn't belong to me. Morgan, Trina, I want you guys to fill these out. I want you to write down all of the things. In fact, everybody today, let's do this. Let's return some shit. I probably shouldn't have sworn. I swear, though, I do. And the more you hang out with me, you're going to know that. So I may as well just let you know now. It's the Italian Chicago in me. See, another belief system. But as I pull this back in, I think this is a great, great tool for this moment. And it gives us an opportunity to relinquish and to let go and to be really aware of the many, many things that we may have learned or did because we didn't really have the experience to back ourselves up with it. So we just took the advice or did what we saw or did what was told. And I mean, I've got a few on my list that I've tried that totally worked for, my family. And I didn't have really good luck with. It didn't work with my kids. And it really shouldn't. Because why? Because they, like me, we're changing, we're growing. And so what worked then won't. It's old energy. Now we might be able to take some of that, little bits of it, and um, make it into what feels good for us. But that's when we get into that space of knowing and we transfer a belief system and we make it ours. So please hit your book today. And if you haven't gotten a book, get one or just make a list and make yourself a return label and start returning some things that may have stuck or transferred or don't fit. Return them. If you don't know from a place of knowing, it doesn't belong to you at all. All right, let's see what else you got going on in the comments here. You guys are chatty today. I want you guys to come on with me. Okay, so we have every day. Yep, every day is a learning opportunity. The moment you stop learning, the moment you stop living. Yes, that's right. And that is a very, very big part of what we are discovering and creating continual, constant opportunity and awareness in knowing. Change is the birth of you. And change and this birth of you should happen regularly. So eat wisely because what you are feeding yourself is creating that new you continually. And when that stops, just like you said, Trina, when that stops, you stop. If it doesn't serve a higher purpose and it doesn't bring you joy, that's right, Daniel, lose it. Just like that. And here is the cherry on top. Okay, we got this awesome little hot fudge sundae we're making with all this really good vibrations and good chatter about letting things go and becoming a teacher, but becoming a student as we're teaching, and knowing that our resilience is creating that effervescence, energy, and flow. But here's the thing, just like Daniel said, just like that, okay, as we continue to create contrast, and as we continue to compare what feels good, what doesn't, what I'm aware of, what's happening, what I believe, what I don't, what I'm feeding, right? All this stuff we're bringing in, we're thinking, we're practicing, right? The soonest you know when something doesn't feel good, be quick, let it go. The quicker you start doing that, the more resilient and the more reservoir of resilience you will have. It's a practice, okay? It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger you get with it, the easier it is, okay? And it's the same with opening your heart or finding peace or relaxing. The more you practice it, the more you understand what's in charge and how you can feed it, the more you understand what's going on here and how that's dripping in, just like the breath every single day, the more you understand the energies that are moving through your body and making you feel and be, the more you can find incredible ways to practice and become better, stronger, more authentic, deeper in truth and now. Okay. I'm going to let us drop into meditation. I could talk with you for hours and hours. But before I do, I'd like to invite some of you into the next live with me. I know that Daniel and Trina and Morgan and Rebecca, Mia, are you there? There's been a few of you very consistently that have really interacted with this feed. And I would love to talk with you personally. So if it feels good for you, I'd love to send you an invitation, a little Zoom link, and you can come right on this live with me. We can see each other and we can talk and we can interchange some of this material. So if that feels good for you, leave your name in the comments below, and I'll go ahead and put that link. We can fit about 5 people up here into this screen and still go live. So everyone else that wants to just watch can still watch, but we can take this up a notch and we can create more awareness through the lenses of our differences. All right, let's take a deep breath in. As we close our eyes, it allows us an opportunity to close out our environment outside of our body and go in. Go in with a devotion to ourselves and our higher being, and know that it is with great faith that we believe in the possibilities of change, that we believe in the capacity of goodness, light, of love. We ask that all of our angels and ascended masters surround us now, guide us, lift us, and inspire us to speak truth, to share our story with a wealth of knowledge to the collective in light and with love. We ask that we are all held by the hand of God with greatness, so that we may all feel the vibration of connectivity, compassion, forgiveness, and a resilience that paves the way to our future and allows us to change and offer new vibrations that feel good for us and all beings. May each and every one of you feel this attunement in this moment. May each and every one of you tune in to your heart and to your source. May each and every one of you tap in to your higher power and allow your intuition to guide you seamlessly. And may each and every one of you turn on your light and shine brightly so that you may gift the darkness with your spirit of light, love, and choice. Choice in knowing the difference between what feels good and what doesn't. Let's take a deep breath into this moment. And as we exhale, open our eyes and feel the sensation of gratitude and peace. May everything that come to each and every one of you be light, be love. May everything that moves through you be light and love. Peace, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for taking this time in your day to be with me and to praise what we love. I hope you all have a wonderful, peaceful, and blessed day. Namaste. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.